Good morning, and welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Greater Houston. My name is Nick Humphrey. I'm a spiritual leader here at Unity Spiritual Center, and we welcome you here to our home away from home. Even though you're not actually here, you're there, but we get the point. Here at Unity Spiritual Center, we are a growing and progressive church, and one of the things that I like about it is one of the things that one of our founders, Myrtle Fillmore, said is, and I think that we take this to heart here, is that we want to help you live the Christ life here and now, not some other time, but right here, which means to live a life of understanding, trust in the good, joyous activity, freedom from fear and worry, and loving contact with your fellows. Now, I know we can't really have loving contact with our fellows right now, but that camaraderie that we feel for each other, and that fun that we have when we are together, and that joy that we have when we are together, and seeing each other and experiencing life with each other. And I found this wonderful picture today of the Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu dancing, and somebody called this the Buddha and the Christ dancing. And Alan Watts said, "It is your solemn duty to learn how to enjoy yourself." And so I think that's something that we strive to do here, is enjoy ourselves, enjoy that Christ spirit within us, and enjoy that presence that we have within us that we share with the world. So welcome to Unity Spiritual Center. We are so glad that you are here today. We have a few announcements to make. The first one is that we are still having our Tuesday Zoom meetings. These are Tuesday evening. We do get some people that do attend, and we welcome anybody. It doesn't matter where you're viewing us from, if you're in England, or if you're in Japan, or if you're right here, right down the road here in Houston. We welcome you because we want to see your smiling faces. We miss you. So if you're interested in doing the Tuesday evening Zoom, it's at 7 o'clock. Send me an email. My email is unitynick74@gmail.com, and I will send you the link to that Zoom meeting. It doesn't require a password, and I can even send you a phone number that if you don't have a computer that has a camera and a microphone on it, I can send you a phone number, and you can call in, and we can hear your voice and touch base that way. And if you can't make it on Tuesday, we still have our Wednesday noon Zoom. This is attended a little bit better, but still, it's just getting together and talking and seeing how we're doing in this strange world that we live in now. So if you're interested in either the Tuesday evening or the Wednesday at noon Zoom meetings, please send me an email, unitynick74@gmail.com, and I can send you the link where you just click on it and it'll pop up on your computer or your phone. Or also you can do a call-in. I'll send you a number where you can just call in and be a part of the Zoom meeting that way. So please, if you're interested, please let me know. unitynick74@gmail.com. We look forward to seeing you. So as we turn this time now, this time to get centered, we'll try to open up with an opening prayer. Close your eyes if you are comfortable. Take a deep breath and relax. Relax your body, relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw. Just relax. Relax into that presence, into that perfect presence that is your truth, that is you, the I of I am. Feel that presence of love, fill your body and fill your soul. See that presence of love going out to people who may need it, who may be hurting at this time. First responders, doctors and nurses in the front lines, in the medical wards of the hospitals around the country and around the world. Families who may be suffering from the disease. Families who may have loved ones who've passed. Families who are suffering. Send out that love and joy. See them surrounded in that pure light of oneness. Oneness that you are. Send that power to our politicians in Washington, in state capitals, in city halls, around the world. That they may know this true feeling of oneness and love that we do now. Feel that oneness. So it is. Amen. And now we have a song by Howie.
Next topic today is the awakening. And so the awakening song I found on the internet, and I thought it would be perfect for our day's topic.
Welcome to your awakening.
Another day, another way.
I have come for my awakening. Another start for my heart. I have come for my awakening. Another day, another way. I have come for my awakening. Another start for my heart. I have come for my awakening. It's a new day for creation. I am at the starting line. I will dream my destination and make it mine. It's already mine. Another day, another way. I have come for my awakening. Another start for my heart. I have come for my awakening.
We are here for celebration. There is wisdom in our love. From our heart's imagination, our vision now will rise above. Another day, another way. We have come for our awakening.
Another
Start for our hearts. We have come for our awakening.
Another
Day,
another
way. I have come for my awakening.
Another
Start
for
my heart. I have come for my awakening. I have come
for
my awakening.
Yeah.
Thank you, Howie. Perfect song for today. Perfect song for today. So now we'll turn to our daily word. Our daily word today is inner peace. Get the affirmation with me. The peace of God fills my mind, my heart, and my life. Quiet moments in a fragrant garden, a stroll by a lake or a stream, or a visit to any place of beauty inspires a deep awareness of peace. I also enjoy peace in the company of friends, those with whom I have an easy camaraderie and deep bonds. Growing into spiritual awareness, I claim inner peace wherever I am. True inner peace comes from deep within me. If I'm feeling less than peaceful, I pause and breathe out worry, fear, and unhealthy concern. Giving my full attention to the divine presence within me, I breathe in a peace that soothes my emotions, calms my thoughts, and relaxes my body. As I continue to inhale peace and exhale concern, I move forward with a renewed clarity and confidence. And from Isaiah 26, verse 3, those of steadfast mind you keep in peace because they trust in you. And so it is. Let's take this thought of inner peace and that peace of God that fills your mind to a time of meditation. Take a deep breath. Breathe in that goodness of love and joy that you are. And exhale. Breathe out those worries, those fears, those unhealthy concerns that you have. Take another deep breath in and relax. Relax your body. Relax your mind. Let your mind go. Let go of thoughts and worries of what's going to happen today or tomorrow, Tuesday or Wednesday. Just relax. Relax into this presence and this peace of this current moment. This moment where you feel and honor that presence of being, that presence of the source, that source that we get all of our power, the source from which comes everything you could ever want or desire. Feel that presence. Feel that oneness with the source that we here at Unity call God. Picture yourself in a place outside where you've been before, where you have felt this loving kindness, where you've been so aware of the present moment. Maybe on a mountaintop overlooking a valley, maybe at the beach, listening to the waves and hearing the seagulls in the distance. Maybe in the middle of the woods, among the moss and lichens on an old tree stump, listening to the wind in the trees above you. It may just be in your garden outside. You admire your hard work of flowers, vegetable plants. Just take for a moment and feel that oneness. Feel that present moment that you had at that point. Feel that present moment now. Right now. Right now in the silence. As we come up out of the silence, still sitting in that place in the woods or on the beach, just in your backyard, know at any time that you feel rushed, hurried, feel your stomach juices churning, know that you can come to this place of peace. Feel this oneness once again with your source, with the source of the divine. so it is. Amen. So as you come back and feel yourself in your chair and focused on the computer screen or phone screen in front of you, or maybe if you're lucky, the television screen in front of you, you see my smiling face. We're going to turn to our time of tithes and offerings. And here at Unity Spiritual Center, we know that tithes and offerings are give and take, and we are giving and taking both and at once because we feel that divine flow, and we're in that flow of life from our source, that flow of life that produces everything and anything we could ever want and desire. And so we thank you for your tithes and your offerings, and so we'd like to bless them. Bless that giving before it even happens because we know it's already happened. So if you repeat with me our blessing of the giving, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all the good that I am and have, and all the good I give and receive. Thank you, God. And if you're new to watching us here at Unity Spiritual Center, maybe you forgot because it's been a week since I last spoke with you. But we do have a website, unityspiritualcenterhouston.org, and on there in the top ribbon there's a button for ways to give. You click on that and the donate button pops down. And you can set up a recurring gift, or you can do a one-time gift or one-time tithe. And we honor and welcome that because we honor and welcome you to this sacred space that we are in right now, that we are in together as one. And we thank you for that. We thank you for this. So we'll end this now with our dedication of our tithes. We dedicate these tithes and offerings to the will and work of Spirit for the highest good of all. Thank you, God. And thank you. Thank you for being here. Excuse me one moment. A little parched. So my talk today is going to be on awakening to love. Start off with a story, though. Story of a very good friend of mine who told me this story several years ago, but I think it still rings true and is a good thing for today. He went to go see a psychologist. You know, somebody to go talk to. And he was a little hesitant to go. He really didn't know why he was going, but his significant other wanted him to go to counseling, and they wanted to go to counseling to help their relationship. And so this was his time to go and talk one-on-one with the psychologist. And as they were talking, and they got along, and the first sort of intake thing is sort of a give and take of feeling each other out and stuff. And at the end, after their conversation, the psychologist said to my friend, said, "So, I got to fill out this paperwork for the insurance, and we need to know why you came. Why are you here? Why are you here today?" And my friend said, "Well, I really don't know. I came because my significant other wants to work on our relationship together, and so we want to seek counseling, and so that's why I'm here. But I really don't know." And so the psychologist said, "I got you. You're here to awaken yourself." And this person who is sort of spiritual as it is says, yeah, I guess that's right. I want to awaken something inside of me, awaken that awareness that's within inside of me. So why are you here today? Well, you're not here, obviously, and today isn't really today, but why are you here? Why are you watching me? What brought you to watch this Facebook video or this YouTube video? What brought you to this moment? Are you already going through an awakening process? Probably most of you are. Probably most of you are thinking about that, thinking about the spiritual side, thinking about that side of you that you've been working on this and reading holy books and reading spiritual books and reading the Bible and studying and realizing that there's something more than this physical body. Maybe you're here because it's habit. It's what you do on a Sunday morning. I know some of you may be here on Sunday morning when we're meet face to face, and that's why you're here. Just that's what you do on Sunday morning. You come to Unity, which is great, and we love you for it. But what makes you keep coming back? Is it the path that you're on? Yeah, I would agree with that. Our paths have crossed. And I honor that. I honor what our path has brought you to cross with us. Have you chosen maybe to see what this is about? I hear Nick's talking about becoming a minister. Well, what's that about? But I think that it's because it's on your path that you've chosen to find and figure out what that oneness is that's within you, that you feel that there's something more than just this physical body. You want to find that Christ Spirit within you. You kind of sense that there's something there. You want to figure out something more. You want to have that spiritual awakening. You want to have that what some people call, I've heard Eckhart Tolle call it that moment. That moment of clarity. That moment that I spoke of in the meditation. That you just feel centered in that present moment, in that oneness. The Course in Miracles calls that the holy instant. Because as some of the videos and some of the stuff that I've read in the past couple of weeks preparing for this, watched a Jim Carrey video. Yes, that Jim Carrey from Ace Ventura and everything else. But he talks about an awakening that he had in that moment, but he keeps trying to get back there. I think that that's where we want to go. We want to get back to that moment, to that holy instant, to that moment where we feel at peace in the presence. Because it is fleeting. That moment when you truly are in the now. But how do you accomplish that? How do you get to that moment? How do you feel that moment? I think a lot of it has to do with awakening yourself, awakening your spirit, awakening your truth to who you truly are. So this talk may go a little interesting. It may not be a typical talk that I give, and some people may be like, well, that was a little too woo-woo, a little weird there, Nick. You got a little off track than what I'm used to, but just bear with me. I think you'll see that this awakening, this oneness, this awareness that we wish to have and we desire to have is found throughout all traditions. In the revealing word, awakening is defined metaphysically as becoming conscious of the things of spirit or God. Now, the revealing word is something that Unity puts out. But even in the Urban Dictionary, which is where I go quite often, when my son and daughter come up with some new word that I've never heard of, like woke, I go and look it up. And so I looked up what spiritual awakening says, and it's in the Urban Dictionary. Defined as spiritually aware of the universe and its direct metaphysical connection to one's own being and the connection it has with all of life forces. Wow. It's even in the Urban Dictionary. And even Unity Worldwide Ministries mentions this awakening that we feel as a person, that you feel as a person, that you feel as people in the world. In their vision statement, it states, the vision of Unity Worldwide Ministries is advancing the global movement of spiritual awakening and transformation through unity. This is not going to be some woo-woo spiritual thing. This is going to be me talking to your true self. And you feeling it, I hope. To me, awakening means becoming aware of my true self, of that Christ consciousness within me, the I of the I am that is within. You know, so often we describe our physicalness. I'm 5'8", I weigh 220 pounds. Yes, I've lost weight, thank you. But I have brown hair that's turning gray. I have a toe that got run over by a cart. I have brown eyes, I think. I can't grow a beard. But this isn't me. This is the physical Nick I'm describing to you. But it's not who I am. It's not the I of the I am. When I lost the 12 or 15 pounds that I've lost in the past 6 weeks, it's not, I didn't lose any of Nick. My truth. And when you lose weight, you're not losing any of yourself. You're losing your physicalness. And when you gain weight, the same thing. You're not gaining any more of your true self. You're gaining a physicalness. But that physicalness isn't who we are. It's not who I am. I am not, 225 pounds. I can be 135 pounds like I was in high school. Might be a little skinny for some of us and for some of me. But that's not who I am. I am that consciousness. I am the consciousness, and so are you. You are that divine Spirit of Christ within you. You are that thing that is aware of this present moment, of the now. Your mind and your body, your brain worries about things in the past and things in the future, worries about the hurricanes or tropical storms that are coming here to Houston in the next couple of days, worried about catching the coronavirus if you have to go into a shelter with hundreds of other people. That's in your brain. That's not who you are. That's not your truth. You are the awareness, which is witnessing that flow that we call life. It is experiencing, it is seeing. It is seeing things, but it doesn't have eyes like we do. It's hearing things. This awareness is hearing things, but it doesn't have ears. This awareness is thinking about this present moment, but it doesn't have any thoughts. This awareness is reaching out and feeling, but it doesn't touch. This spiritual awakening into this awareness involves moving beyond our limited reality and gaining a broader and clearer perspective. Your sense of self shifts from identification with your mental positions and narratives to an alive presence within you, which is the consciousness itself. You realize your essential identity as an unconditional consciousness itself, and you can verify within yourself the truth of Jesus' words, "You are the light of the world." Now, some of you know that music is very near and dear to my heart, although some may think that I can't sing, and, well, I might sing off key once in a while, and some of you know that my favorite band is the Grateful Dead, and they actually have a song called Eyes of the World, and one of the lines in that song is, "Wake up. Wake up to find out that you are the eyes of the world." And you are. This world is full of challenges. There's challenges of weather. There's challenges of the virus that's going along. There's challenges of politics that we hear so often about, the negativity that we hear so often about. But Eckhart Tolle tells us, or says to us, that those challenges are created by an unawakened ego state of consciousness that is still in the majority of humans. And we, yes, you and I, even though we are on this path and even though we are moving towards an awareness of awakeness, even us who claim to be wise and knowing, we still slip into this ego world. We still fall into this category of an unawakened ego state. How much time do you spend in this ego world? Probably you spend some time in it. And how often do we ask or look at people or places or things and ask those things outside of us, "Make me happy"? How often do we look outside of us for things to fulfill us, to fulfill our needs and desires, Those needs and desires that all we want is to feel that oneness. Well, if I go and buy that car, I'm going to feel at one. Or if I go and eat that wonderful dinner, I'm going to feel at one. No, those things are outside of you. Don't look outside of yourself, because you'll be disappointed again and again and again. Because as you know, if you've ever had children, you can't control how they think and move. Don't tell the world, make me happy. You're placing an impossible demand on it and condemning yourself to perpetual frustration. And instead, allow the world to make you conscious. Find a challenge, and I know that you do. Find in every challenge, in every obstacle that life puts in your path, an opportunity. See it as an opportunity for awakening. See it as an opportunity to feel that awareness of the now. Feel it as an opportunity to become present and for deepening into that state of presence. Many of the challenges you encounter, whether it be personal or a collective nature, will have been created by human unconsciousness, either that of your own or other people. Every seeming obstacle to your happiness or fulfillment is a potential portal into that awakening state. Just modify your response to it and see what happens. Your life is not determined by what happens to you, but by how you respond to what happens. Most importantly, don't add to the collective unconsciousness which manifests particularly in the media and in politics through your reactivity, getting upset and screaming at the TV, which my wife will tell you I do quite often. But bring light to that consciousness. Bring light to that consciousness through every encounter that you have, through every problem that you face, and every Facebook post that you read. I know I've tried and do that every time. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And when you wake up in the morning, before you even have coffee, and yes, I know to some of you that's not even real time yet, but yes, before you even have that first smell of coffee, remind yourself, I am made in the image and likeness of my Creator. I am the peace, love, and joy and comfort of the Christ presence. And the more you bring this mind of truth, the more you bring this mind to your truth, the more you can experience that truth and that oneness that we all are trying to get to. The experience of being spiritually awake leads you to joyfully and generously share your divine gifts with others, beholding the best in people and seeing them through the eyes of love. By expressing the love of God within you, you will inspire others to awaken the Christ presence within themselves and be grateful for this awakening of love. This love, this power, which is greater than yourself, emanates from a universal source, the universal source of all life that we call God. As a light that emanates from the sun, so you also emanate this loving power. Deep within your soul, I bet there is a stirring, an awakening to this sacredness that has always been there. Dedicate your thoughts and prayers to learning more of the spiritual attributes that you have been blessed with. Give thanks to the answers you are receiving to questions that are on your mind. Divine life within all its glory is being brought forth as an expression in our lives. This awakening we feel is our oneness with God's glory. We are one with the absolute wisdom and eternal love. When we are at one with that absolute wisdom and eternal love, then we are at a place the Hindus might call the Atman, what the Buddhists might call your Buddha nature, what some call a spiritual awakening, what some Christians might call your spirit, and what I like to call your Christ nature or truth. And when you look at people not just in their face or as their face and their physical bodies, But when you look at people from this Christ nature, from this place, you're not seeing the people, your friends, and people and associates that you see every day. You're not seeing them in the physical sense. But what you're doing is what you're connecting to is something that is much, much, much deeper. On a much deeper level than just this physical appearance that we have. Because what we are is formless spirit. Because that formless spirit is where this awareness lies, this awareness that we are waking up to. When we do this, even with people who may have never been on a spiritual path or thought of themselves as spiritual or thought of themselves even as Christians or having a religion, when we see people as this, then we are doing as Madeline Engel said, we do not draw people to Christ by loudly discrediting what they believe or telling them how wrong they are or how right we are. But we are showing them a light that is so lovely that they want with all their hearts to know the source of it. When you connect with people on that level, when you don't see their physicalness, when you see them as their true Christ selves, even if they don't realize that you are doing it, they know that there's something special there between you and them. And as we seek this awareness, this oneness with God, with Spirit, with Christ, we move from a physical realm to one of spirit, with love, light, and hope. And we can share what we feel with others. Remember the quote by James Keller, "A candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. It's better to light one small candle than to curse the darkness." And I invite you this week when you're interfacing, when you're talking with other people, when you're having those one-on-one conversations, or even if you're in a group of people, don't just look at the people across the table from you. Don't just look at the people that are in that group as their physical being, as a person with brown hair that's turning gray, or a person that's 5'8", a person that's 6'6", a person that's 5 foot nothing. See them as their Christ divine nature and speak to them on that level. Forget that egocentric world that we live in. Yes, you can still talk dollars and cents and things that will affect this ego world, but don't come from that ego nature. Come from one of light, love, and hope, because that is where we are going. I challenge you to do that this week. Good luck. Amen. And so now we will finish in our usual sense. We will sing our peace song and say our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Yea,